What's going on, guys? Back again with a free pick video, this time for Sunday Night Football. So I've already made a free play video for the regular games right here for just the midday games and the NFL this Sunday. I am pre-recording this a little early just because I will be traveling out of town this weekend and I wanted to make sure I got this out. But if you want to check out that video, I will link it down below. And you can check out that. I got a couple free picks over there. And as far as Thursday Night Football went, um, just like I kind of predicted, it was a little slow in the first half, but that second half was pretty insane. I took the overs on everybody on the Ravens and the Bengals. Obviously, Bengals, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase paid off very well. So we got some plays set up going into the weekend. I don't even remember how many yards Jamar Chase got, well into the 200s, and obviously Joe Burrow threw for well over 400. And Lamar Jackson, too, definitely went over. Paired him with Zay Flowers, and what do you know? Zay Flowers did not go over. I can't even remember that guy's name who got all those yards, but just one of those things. And it is what it is. So we got some plays set up good for this weekend. And then, a couple tough losses. I did post this 20x on BETR. Took the over on 2.5 passing touchdowns for Burrow. He got 4 touchdowns, got the Chase Brown longest catch, and got the Lamar Jackson pass plus rush yards. And then the one play that I have been hyping up for weeks now, and I've been hammering for weeks, was Derrick Henry over 19.5 longest rush. He has hit this 8 weeks in a row, and it finally came to an end. I knew it would come to an end eventually, but did not know today would be the day. So busted this 20x. That kind of sucks, but I mean, I don't regret this play at all. It was still a very good play. Derrick Henry, like I said, 8 games in a row. He didn't hit it week 1 and has hit it every single week since then. And honestly, if they keep this line right here, I'm still going to hammer it because 2 out of 9 games or hitting it 7 out of 9 games is still a very good prop. Just didn't work our way this time, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and push forward. So we're going to talk about Sunday Night Football. So again, I have another NFL free pick video out if you want to catch those. But we're going to talk about Sunday Night Football and work our way into Monday a little bit. So we got, let me go to the pass yards. So we got the Lions versus the Texans. As far as odds goes, Lions are a slight favorite. I thought they would actually be a little bit more of a favorite. I thought they were going to be, maybe a 3-1 favorite, but they're just slight favorites. I think they're about minus 170 or so. So nothing too insane. As far as pass yards goes, the Lions are a tough team to bet on because obviously they have their dynamic duo running backs, and they've just been beating the shit out of everybody. So, I mean, you don't really have to throw very much when you're just up by 2-3 scores. But this is a tough one. This is a tough one for sure. And as far as Stroud goes, he's been struggling. The O-line has been doing him dirty. He's been getting insane amount of sacks. But every game's different, so you never know how it's going to go. As far as Jared Goff goes, actually, let's look into CJ Stroud. So here's his record. Obviously got 86 against Green Bay, little low against New England, and a little under against the Jets. But like I said, the Jets, man, they were just tearing up Stroud. So like I said, every game's different. So if we can come over here to Jared Goff's, this is his game log, but I'm really wanting to use it just to show who they've played. And because I'm really am leaning. Obviously, I really have thought about taking the unders on Stroud, but I think I'm going to lean towards the over just because even though all games are different and that O-line does suck, we got Green Bay. So Jordan Love, he went over against the Lions. Mason Rudolph for Tennessee, he went over against the Lions. Sam Darnold went over. I don't think Dak Prescott went over. Geno Smith threw for damn near 400 yards. Kyler Murray went over. Baker Mayfield did not go over because there was a lot of rushing in that game, if I remember correctly. And then Matt Stafford went well over 300 yards. So as far as defenses goes against the pass, we don't know how they're going to do against O-line. But as far as defenses go against the pass, I think that Stroud's going to get it together this week. especially seeing as it's a little more even odds. And we just got to bet against or with the odds. So I am going to take Stroud at 226.5 pass yards. And then really the only good option is Tank Dell, if we can find him on here. We can look at all these guys, though. So Tank Dell, like I said, he's Nico Collins is out. Stephon Diggs is out. His game with just by himself, he recorded 126 receiving yards. So I like that. I also do like Joe Mixon on the receiving yard end. Obviously, he got 0 against the Jets, but that was just a brutal game. But out of the last 5, for it to be 19.5 and him getting well into the 30s, I do like that as well. And then the other option is Dalton Schultz. We can check that out. And yeah, I kind of thought it would kind of be like a K Dotton on the Bucks type thing with Schultz, but it's just not, man. I mean, it's just not. He's just not one of those elite tight ends, and I don't really trust him. So I'm going to pair it with Tank Dell over. And if you watch my videos, you know I don't like to do same game plays just because it drops the payout. And we are here to make money. So I'm not just going to do a same game play just for the sake of it because I'm here to make as much money as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair it with the Monday night game. So we got Dolphins and Rams. And guys, I mean, if any of y'all watch football, I don't see a way this isn't a pretty action-packed game, kind of similar to Thursday night. Both these guys they just hammer, they just throw. I know they do have 2 pretty good running backs, but this game is literally a pick 'em. They're so even odds. I don't think anyone has an edge. So with a pretty high point total, so I think it's going to be a pretty back and forth game, and that way it's going to be a lot of throwing. So I really like Matt Stafford. Obviously, for receiving yards, we got Puka and we got Cooper Kupp. So Puka obviously got ejected last week, and then so obviously this can't really reflect on this one. His last game, he got 106 yards with that, and so that's great. So he's only played 3 games this week or this year. So I do like Puka this week at 70.5. I definitely think he's going to get well into the hundreds. Obviously, that's just how Puka does it. Can't judge the game versus Seattle because he was ejected pretty early for throwing that punch. So I'm going to do Puka. So this is a play I like. We got Texans over, Stroud and Tank Dell, and then Matt Stafford and Puka over. We will lock that in. And then once that loads, we will go to the Detroit side. So get that out of there. So we got Jared Goff. The only reason I'm going to take the over here is because the Texans defense is so tough against the run. So I think that will put a damper on them. So they can't just keep doing those heavy runs. They can't keep doing these trick plays. Texans defense is pretty good. You know, we can't really judge their defense based off of how their offense is performing. So I'm going to take Jared Goff over just because that run defense is so tough with the Texans. As far as receiving goes, I'm not going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra he's been playing very well, but he hasn't just been getting those crazy stats. I mean, if we look at his game log, he got 112 on October 20th, but other than that, very low numbers, especially to be at almost 70. This based off these numbers, these are supposed to be averages. So I'm not really sure. Maybe that 112 kind of kicked it up, but this should really be in the 55-ish range. So I don't like Amon-Ra. I do like Jameson Williams. Obviously, he got this one bad game, and he hasn't played the last 2. But other than that, he's been kind of coming in clutch for the Lions. The fact that he's under 40 and his 3 out of the last 5 games, he's been in the damn near 80s. That's pretty much double his projection. So I really like that margin. And the only one that I would really other take is Sam Laporta, which is pretty good as well. The only times he doesn't get it is when, they kind of just ball out on these teams. And they just don't really need to throw, and they just rely on that dynamic run duo. But for this one, I'm going to take Jameson Williams. I think it's his first game back. I think he's going to want to get something done. And he is big on getting those long catches. So I definitely like it at 39.5. He can honestly get this in one catch. So we'll do that, and then we'll go to the other side of the ball on Monday night. We got Tua. I already explained how Monday night's going to go. I think it's going to be a heavy pass game. I think both these guys are going to record 300 yards, and so we're going to take Tua. And then as far as his receiver, I really liked Jalen Waddle a lot last year, but man, he is just not doing it this year. I mean, just not doing it. Not the same Jalen Waddle. Obviously, they had quarterback issues for a while, but he has just yet to come together. So we're going to take Tyreek Hill. So we're going to do Detroit and the Miami paired together. Lock that in. So I just give you 2 free plays. I really like those. If you, I'm not really pushing anything, but if you want to hop on the NFL and college football season pass, it is. I just want to say, so we're about halfway through the season. I could charge 50% off for this to give you that half off discount for being halfway through the season, but I'm going to give you 75% off with code week10. And if you come over here, you can see I have code week10 propped in this promo code box. I'll type it in again. So this is what it'll look like for you guys on the landing page. Apply that. It takes almost $1,100 off, just making it $362. And we've been making this every single week, let alone the whole season. So if $362 is still steep for you, we do have a payment plan option. You pay $0 down, and then it's just $34 a month, and you get every single play for college football and NFL all the way past the Super Bowl. You'll get it into the playoffs. You'll get it for the Super Bowl and whatnot, plus all the college football every weekend as well. So that is a hell of a deal right there. So that's all I got for you guys today. I gave you 2 free plays. Make sure to show the support back. Comment, like this video, and most of all, subscribe so you don't miss out on future free pick videos. I'll catch you on the next one for Monday Night Football. Peace.